Welcome back to the NewLeaf Symbiotics Virtual Field Day in Northeast Iowa. I'm Mark Dorenkamp, live for Brownfield, and we are wrapping up the field day today, and Matt Helms with NewLeaf back with me. Matt, it's been a fun day. We kicked it off at around 10 this morning. We've learned a lot, and I'm excited to see what's next for NewLeaf, and we're going to be talking about that. But before I say anything more, thank you so much for allowing Brownfield to be a part of today.
Well, thank you, Mark. I think this is a great effort and collaboration, not only just for the times that we're in with everything going on COVID-wise, but I think, when we talk to farmers, they're really thirsting for more of this information real time. And I think this is great for the times we're in, but also for the future of how we can leverage partnerships and take information more real time to the market.
It's a really fascinating science, these microbes, these M-Trophs. They're pink. That's going to stick out to me. It's just been fun to listen to your team talk about what you've already discovered with them and what else lies ahead. And I'm curious about your vision for M-Trophs as we move forward as a possible solution to corn rootworm.
Well, it's been fun this summer. Like I said, 2020's been a big year, and we've all been doing different things. I've spent a lot of my last couple months just visiting fields, looking at the products, but also talking to farmers and talking to distribution collaborators. And it's interesting with corn rootworm. If you go back 15 years or so ago, as Jay was really bringing that technology to the market, you saw a really big ramp up and adoption of the corn rootworm technology. Now, in about the last 5 to 7 years, things have changed. The pressure has decreased. Economics are becoming more challenging at the farm, so we've actually seen a pullback in the adoption of some of the corn rootworm traits. And as we're listening to farmers and they see the product and some of the data in the fields, we're seeing about 2 or 3 different opportunities that we'll further test out as we bring this product into the market. I think, as Allison mentioned, there's an opportunity in what I would call some of the severe pressure hotspots, corn on corn, or really high historical pressure areas that we can continue to look at augmenting the corn rootworm biotech traits. A big segment of the marketplace, as I mentioned, has actually reduced the corn rootworm trait, and they're going with above ground corn rootworm only traits right now. And a number of these farmers are not even utilizing insecticide. They're going naked, so to say, and they know that, hey, right now my pressure has been a little bit light. I don't know if I have hot spots within the field, but there's a pretty big risk that I could be taking here. But they're saving on the tune of $15 to $20 an acre on average by not making that insecticide or that corn rootworm investment. And that's an opportunity for us. Instead of it being such a big swing or differential and a risk, is there a way that not only we can mitigate corn rootworm, but mitigate and manage risk for the farmer that may be looking at that scenario of selecting a above ground stack corn rootworm hybrid, one that they may prefer based upon the genetics, the yield potential, or simplicity of SKU management. And then the final piece is actually insecticide market. Unfortunately, in the real world here, this field actually, we were looking to have an insecticide, and it just didn't happen. That happens sometimes in these fields. But what our data would suggest is essentially equivalency with the insecticide as well. So those are really the 3 segments. And I'm really excited because, again, $15 to $20 an acre investment, lighter pressure. I think this technology is coming along at just the right time for the situation that the market's in.
And a lot of our focus today has been on corn and corn rootworm, but the portfolio, again, like we talked about at the beginning with NewLeaf, it's very broad.
It is very broad. And again, we've seen very positive feedback on the products in the market this year. Our Terrasym brands in corn and soybeans, we're expecting a significant ramp up. We're actually producing our product as we speak right now and having conversations in the marketplace. Again, many folks out there may not have heard of NewLeaf, so we're going to offer some risk share elements that if people want to take a really hard look at our technology across the farm, they can do that and not feel like they're hanging on a limb, so to say. And the piece that Natalie brought up really early, we've diversified our R&D and really neat things across high-value specialty and veg. Maybe not the audience that could be watching us in front of the cornfield here outside of New Hampton, but we're having a lot of energy and excitement and interest in those areas as well. So we have a lot of really, really neat things going on at NewLeaf. All of us, we're just excited about the fall and what happens next. Really what happens for us next is we take all the data, we crunch it some more. There's some locations we're still waiting on the data. We share that with intent. We use all the expertise to decipher what does it mean. We adjust our plans going forward for how we want to test this in 2021. We plan to submit to the EPA for our corn rootworm mitigation products by the end of this year. And actually we'll have a confirmation of the mode of action work that Penn State University is doing, and that they have an interest in publishing or sharing at the Entomology Society of America. So that's kind of the big picture of, I would say, the next 3 to 4 months. We got a lot of fun things. It's just like a farmer. There's no more fun time, usually, depending upon the year, than going through the field at harvest. We're the same way as the farmer, because all this work that you plan for, not every trial gets out here with exactly every replication, but seeing the results, figuring out, learning and sharing, and then adjusting as you go forward, that's what we're really excited for.
Are there opportunities for NewLeaf in the organic space?
Great question, and I tell you what, we probably get that question weekly, and if not every customer that we run into, and the short answer is yes. This product concept, we get lots of questions about this, because obviously a farmer cannot use a biotech trait and he cannot utilize a synthetic insecticide. So the short answer is yes. What that means for us is when it comes to our manufacturing and fermentation processes, there's a few ingredients that we would have to certify, and actually looking at having a few switches in how we ferment the microbe. And that's where the work that we have to work on, but it's definitely on our radar. Right now, in the meantime, we're focused on just the initial scale up, but the short answer is yes.
And you've laid out kind of what the calendar looks like as you move forward. 2023 could be a big year, but anything else on the horizon that you want our viewers to know about today?
Again, I think when I think about this space, the last thing I would just say is we're putting a lot of science and rigor. We're very open and transparent. As people have an interest and they check us out, ask us questions, we'll share what we can understand, and hopefully we can learn from that. This is a space everybody wants to see work. They really do. There's so many benefits to the farmer. There's so many benefits at a societal level. And again, back to how can we produce food and grow things in agriculture in a better way? And that's what we're doing here. And quite frankly, when I look at these roots, and again, we talked about earlier, this entire team is here in a big reason because of seeing performance and things in the biological space stand out like we've seen here today. The thing that farmers, when they look at products like this, when we show them our graphs or we see fields, the reaction is finally a biological product giving me the type of control and the differentials I've been looking for.
How can our viewers learn more about NewLeaf?
Check us out at NewLeaf Sym, newleafsym.com. Enroll for our periodic email updates, which will provide just key information of the things I talked about: harvest results data, submissions to the EPA, mode of action, high quality information, and then check us out on Twitter. If you happen to get in St. Louis, we're at the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center at Bridge Park. We love to entertain, and we do that quite frequently. If things open up a little bit more, happy to showcase our technology, our lab, and meet some of the people out there if they get in town for a baseball game or a family vacation or other event.
Well, Matt, again, thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of this, and kudos to you, the team that you have out here today. I've really enjoyed working with them, and it's a testament to the work that you do.
Well, thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure.
I want to thank Shannon Yoakley, who has helped us out with the broadcast today. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Mark Dorenkamp in Northeast Iowa for NewLeaf Symbiotics, their virtual field day. Have a great day, everybody.